Could all the commissioners take their seats, please? I will call to order the Government Oversight Committee meeting of November 3rd, 2021. Could you rise and pledge the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next item on the agenda is adoption of the agenda.
Romano adopts the agenda.
Zinner, support.
Sickle.
Motion by Commissioner Romano, supported by Commissioner Van Sickle. Any discussion on the agenda? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is approval of minutes dated October 6, 2021.
Motion to approve, Van Sickle.
Motion by Commissioner Van Sickle, supported by Commissioner Wallace. Any discussion on the approval of the minutes? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Next item is our first of two public hearings. This public hearing is for agenda items only. Please use no longer than 3 minutes per speaker. Is there anyone from the public that wishes to be heard on non-agenda items? Going once, twice, 3 times. Public participation is now closed. Next item is appointment interviews, jury commission, circuit court bench recommendation with board concurrence, 1 vacancy, 6-year term to expire on May 31st, 2027. We have 1 candidate, Leo LaLonde, but John Neisel, Deputy Court Administrator, would like to speak.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'm sorry. Is it working now? There we
You're
go.
working.
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, Mr. LaLonde was not able to be here today. He had a prior engagement, but per statute, the judges of the circuit court are required to recommend someone to fill vacancies on the jury commission. There's no cost or anything associated with this. It's just voluntary. This commission goes over the jury draw numbers in December of every year. So his seat on the commission, his term on the commission just expired this year. Our next meeting is in December. The judges are happy with Mr. LaLonde, and they are recommending that he be reappointed to the commission.
Thank you, and thank
You're
you
welcome.
for showing up on his behalf. I'll accept the motion to refer to full board.
I'll make the motion, Farrington.
Support.
Van Sickle.
I have a motion by Commissioner Farrington. I think I heard Commissioner Wallace supporting. Any discussion? Please vote. Thank you.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Next item is budget review. This will be the Board of Commissioners budget, and Crystal, our Chief of Staff, will do the review. I need a motion to receive and file. Motion by Commissioner Nard, supported by Commissioner Farrington. All yours, Crystal.
Okay, hello. I'm here today to talk to you about your department budget. I did include our organizational chart, our new one this year, and this was sent out to everyone via email, I think, right before Luke started and before we had Mary's position filled. You also received the chart of how the new job duties were assigned. So if you ever want a new copy of that or have any questions, feel free to contact me. And aside from all the jobs you see us doing to prepare for these meetings and the calls and requests you have for us on a regular basis, I just wanted to go through some of the programs that we're also running throughout the year to create the positive impact in the communities Our office does run the casualty program for the county. We do the volunteer recognition program every April. We have the Pat Daniels Veteran of the Year Award. Those nominations are due this Friday. Laura will be contacting all of you to vote, and that will be presented at this month's full board. We have the Green Schools program that we run. We do Yoga at the Hill every year, and we do produce the annual county guide to services. Here's the budget. It's on your budget book, page C17. I pulled out the expenses here. I added some notes to explain the changes. Overall, we're looking at a 4% increase. If we take out the internal services, since we don't have a lot of control over that, our actual costs went up only 3%. And then I also took out on the bottom line the 2 reductions that were required to be made countywide last year through COVID. If we hadn't reduced those budgets and kept them the same through these few years, we really would only be up 2%. There's just a pie chart to show how our expenses are broken up. And then the additional savings that we have that you don't see in the budget is the contract we have with Hunchfree. So we still have a vacant communications coordinator position. That's been vacant for a few years. That costs our department around $67,000 a year. We have contracted to work with Hunchfree. We're still in our trial 6-month term, and we are using existing contract services budget for that. We haven't added money to the budget. We're using what we already had in there that we would use for other types of contract services in the past. So while we're using Hunchfree and that position is vacant, we're saving about $67,000 per year. If we filled the position and used Hunchfree, it still wouldn't change our budget as you're looking at it. I did a comparison to Wayne and Oakland County. I took our Board of Commissioners budgets for each of those offices and divided it by per resident and staff per commissioner and residents per staff, just to show how we compare to the neighboring counties that are also charter counties. And visually, that's what this would look like if you were 13 commissioners in Oakland. You would have double the staff of what you have here. And if you were 13 commissioners in Wayne, you'd have even more. So that's just a little visual to show you how those offices are staffed compared to how we're staffed here in Macomb. And just a summary, we've shown a low budget increase. Our expenses are lower, and we're using the budget resourcefully. And that's all I have. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you. Commissioner Zell.
Thank you, Chair. How are we saving $67,000? Can you clarify that again?
Sure.
Because if the staff person is $67,000 a year and the Hunchfree contract is $42,000.
We're budgeted for both right now. We already had contract services money that we are using for Hunchfree and the vacancy. So by not filling the vacancy, we're saving the $67,000. We didn't use the staff money to pay Hunchfree.
Okay. Got it. It's just in a different category.
Right, it's under contract services.
Okay. Okay, so just one last comment. I think that Commissioner Matuzik has brought this up, the fact that we don't have a lot of participation when it comes to the public, and I'm just wondering, now that we are fully staffed, is there any plans to incorporate a way for residents to be able to interact with us? And then also, I know our meetings are recorded, but I don't think that they go up until like the next day. So is there a possibility that we could even like live stream our meetings so that we could, people could hear us real time? How can we be more accessible to our residents?
Okay, well, if you look on the supplemental sheet that we also provided, our AV equipment is also scheduled for an upgrade. It's in the capital plan for this year, and that's actually gone out to bid. And those are some of the requirements we put in that bid, the live stream capability, the possibility to do a hybrid type meeting. So that is something we're looking at, and we're hoping to get that equipment installed early next year.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Kleinfeld.
Sorry, a couple of things. First of all, with respect to the positions, I'm looking at the budget going back to 2019, and it has 19.5 all the way across. So if you added the position that you said was vacant, and then there's a position, the position that Hunch Free has, it would actually be more positions than we've historically had, wouldn't it?
No, that communications coordinator has been vacant for several years. It actually was added as a legislative analyst in 2016, and then it was reclassified when they reclassified the public relations manager to the communications coordinator. So we've had that vacancy for 5 years in our budget.
Okay, so, but you said we're down a position because we're using Hunch Free. But historically, the positions have pretty much been the same.
Yeah, we're not down, we just still aren't filling it, and we're using existing contract services to pay Hunch Free, so we have a savings there.
Okay. My other question is actually for the board. Because this is our budget, I didn't know if there was interest from the board in looking into money for our own lobbyist to advise us. And if there was, then I would, consider making that an amendment in the future. Except, I'm kind of thinking with the money that we would save with the attorney, because we're not going to be locked down in this long, protracted litigation, I don't know that we actually would need to change the budget in any way, shape, or form to consider that. I know that there had been a lot of discussion about it, and I just don't know if there's actually interest here. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Matuzak.
Let me say I am interested in us having our own lobbyist. That's not my question. Other than Hunch Free, what else is under contract services?
Our legal and the money we use to print the guidebook.
Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Farrington.
Thank you, Chair. Comment, question. As far as the lobbyist, I have no desire to add additional expense for that until the need arises, and then I will be fully in support of something like that. We'll have to find the money within the budget. Just for my clarification, Crystal, when we do our budget, it's different than the other departments, and if we are requesting, because we are the approval board for budgets, if we request something in June that's beyond the budget, we have to go to the executive's office to get it. And that would particularly play a part if it's attorney fees against the executive department, correct?
Correct. The board
So
cannot.
that's built
initi-
into
right.
there.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Seeing no other speakers, we have a motion and support to receive and file. Please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Next item is item 8, request quotes for independent counsel. This is an agenda item that Commissioner Kleinfeld asked to be put on the agenda. So Veronica, you're first.
Thank you. Historically, we used to go out every couple of years and get quotes for counsel to see what prices were available and who was available out there attorney-wise that specialized in dealing with governmental units. And we haven't done it for several years now. And I just thought it was appropriate that we do it again. We do pay a premium price for our attorneys. I know that there are a lot of attorneys that are less, and there are a lot of locally based companies as well that deal with governmental units. So I would just like to actually get presentations and see what's out there. Just wondering if there's any interest in that as well. Thank you.
I see no other speakers on that. Oh, now I do. Julie? Commissioner Matuzak, late to the draw over there.
Well, I pushed the button and nothing happens. It takes a while. I'm generally in agreement with this concept. I mean, fairly new here, but we have been working with an attorney on our case against the exec now for a while. Various people have expressed dissatisfaction or satisfaction with his performance. Clearly, he's going to stay on this case until it's done. And I don't know that there are other things that we need an independent counsel for, but it would be nice to sort of have a list in our back pocket and some idea of what they might cost. I never think it's a bad thing to request quotes and just sort of keep it in mind. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any other speakers? Seeing none, we will move on to commissioners' comments. I will be first. I want to thank Commissioner. Oh, you do? No, I don't think so. Okay. Motion to receive and file discussion on independent counsel.
Moved by Matuzak.
Chair,
Oh, unless there's a question.
no, we're not getting any discussion, so I'll make a motion to get presentations from different attorneys' firms for consideration of new hire.
Matuzak supports.
I have a motion and support. Could you please repeat the motion?
There
To
was
receive
never,
and file? How do you receive and file discussion?
we've done that for years,
All
but
right, then I'll take a motion to receive and file discussion.
Hers was first.
Did we have that?
Yours was first, right?
Yeah, hers was first.
Was there a motion made?
No.
no, she made a motion, but there was no support before I made that motion.
Okay, so which one's first? Receive and file the discussion and then the motion?
Motion and then receive and file.
Okay. Would you please repeat your motion?
I would make a motion that I'm not sure exactly how to word it. Before in the past, we advertised and attorneys expressed interest, and then they came in and they gave presentations. So, Mr. Shepko, what I want to do is make a motion to seek presentations from attorneys firms to possibly change our independent counsel. How would I word that motion? What would be the best way to word that?
Resolution would be seeking approval for either an RFP or an RFQ, request qualifications or proposals from whatever law firm you wish to advertise this to.
All right, I'll tell you what, I'll rescind it and I'll put it back on an agenda when I have proper wording. Thank you.
Thank you. So now I need a motion to receive and file
So moved.
discussion.
Song.
Support Van Sickle.
I believe that was Commissioner Zinner, supported by Commissioner Van
Over here,
Sickle.
Commissioner Song.
Oh, Commissioner. Right back at you. To receive and file. Please vote.
Motion passes 12-0.
Thank you. Now we will move to commissioners' comments. For those of us that attended the Macomb Foster Closet, Commissioner Zong presented a proclamation on behalf of the county commissioners. She did a phenomenal job. I want to congratulate her on that. And it was an extremely nice, wonderful event to have attended. So those that didn't get the opportunity to attend, please take a look at our Facebook page with the definition and the photographs there. Let me see. Okay, do we have any other commissioners' comments? It's not jumping up. I'm hitting it. Where's Luke?
Yes.
See, nothing's happening. Oh, there it is. Okay, Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you, Chair. With all this rain that we've had this year, and it's still November, there are a lot of yards that have excess water in different areas of the county. And I'd like people to try to remember the golden rule of treat your neighbor as you would like to be treated. When I was a child, we used to hear that all the time. And sometimes people, when they're pumping their water, it goes into their neighbor's yard, which does not work well for friendships or for neighborly friendships or getting together. So please try to keep your water in your yard, pump it on your sidewalk and whatever. And I would like to thank Clerk Forlini for going out of his way to take extra steps to keeping our voting safe. I know it was long, I know it was tedious, and it was a lot of work for not only the clerk staff and everybody else, but I appreciate it. I'm sure other people appreciate it. And thank you very much. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Zung.
I would like to also thank you, Chair, and Commissioner Zinner, Commissioner Wallace, for being there on Monday to help me share the tribute. They were extremely grateful, and I think what they're doing over there is just amazing for our community. So if you have any toiletries or gently used or new children's clothes and you want to get rid of it, definitely consider them. It would go to foster families and foster children in our county, in our communities. And so it's just a wonderful thing what they're doing over there. I'm so glad that we were able to go there on Monday to see the renovations, because I know they worked really hard, and they're all volunteers that do this during their free time. So with that said, and Commissioner Zinner, my backyard is one of those. It literally looks like a creek in the back of my yard. It's crazy. I've been trying to work with the city to figure out like why, because there's a drain in my neighbor's yard and the water is just not going down. So I was joking with my kids. I said, I think we need to just throw some fish back there because literally it looks like it's a pond. Next thing, I was just wondering if we could get an update from staff regarding the social media policy, and since we have corporate counsel here, if they had a chance to look at it, and if it would be okay if we could put that on the agenda for the next government oversight meeting to vote on it, because I think by now everyone has had a chance to look at it and sit on it, and wanted to see if staff had a chance to take some of the commissioner's recommendations so that we can put something together on the next agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Romano.
I rescind. Sorry, I rescind.
Commissioner Kleinfeld.
So literally within the last 10 minutes, the East Point results came in. So we have ranked choice voting. And I think this is going to be the last year that we're going to do it, but it's caused a lot of delays. The winners are Cardi DeMonico and Rob Baker. Thank you.
Seeing no other commissioners, we will move on to our second of two public hearings, 3 minutes per speaker. This is on any topic dealing with Macomb County. Do we have anyone from the public wish to be heard? Going once, twice. Public hearing is now closed. Our next item is closed session. I need a motion to go into closed session.
So moved by Nard.
I was thinking nobody else wanted to go. We have a motion by Commissioner Nard, supported by, was that Commissioner Van Sickle?
Sabatini.
Thank you.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is item B, Macomb County Circuit Court case Grabowski versus Macomb County. Motion to refer.
I'll make the motion, Farrington.
I have a motion by Commissioner Farrington, supported by Commissioner Wallace. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is settlement circuit court case Fowler versus Donofrio, resolution 2021-7217. Motion to refer to full board.
So moved by Nard.
Support Farrington.
I have a motion by Commissioner Nard, supported by Commissioner Farrington. Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Next item on the agenda is adjournment. Oh, where's Romano?
Farrington will make the motion for adjournment.
Motion by Commissioner Farrington, supported by Commissioner Wallace to adjourn. Please vote. We are adjourned. Thank you.